What's up guys, True Monarch here, and this is our first place Beirut, Lebanon Locals Cancer Deck Profile. What's your name and what do you play?
My name is Peter Karam and I played Altergeist today.
Peter Karam. As you know guys, this guy here has appeared more than once in my channel. Congratulations again.
We still have the Zephyr, we haven't posted the Zephyr yet.
Yeah,
Eventually.
we're gonna get to that eventually, yeah, one day. So let's get into the deck profile.
Alright, so start off with the monsters. I'll start with the Altergeist lineup. It's very standard. Every single Altergeist plays the same thing. 3 Multi-Faker, 3 Meliseek, 3 Marionetta, and 2 Sweetpeats. I don't play Desire, so I'm not really worried about benching. Some people play one, I'm not really too fond about playing one. Deck likes to grind. Once you remove your grind factor, you get a huge disadvantage.
Agreed.
And the final one, Conqueror. A lot of people debate whether this is good or not. This came in clutch multiple times today. The opponent would slumber me, and he's trying to attack with his own kaiju. I had the protocol face up on the field. Summon negate, and I left the kaiju on the field. It was a Crusader match as well. And for the hand traps, I have 3 Ogre, 2 Ash, 1 Veiler. The Veiler is supposed to be a 3rd Ash, though it's not really too bad. You can cut down 1 Ogre, to be honest, for a 3rd Ash, and keep in the Veiler, so that if you draw multiples, which happened to me, for example, in the 3rd matchup, I drew 2 Ashes, they were kind of dead, 2 Ogres, they were dead in the hand. So that's it for the hand traps. I always have the traps. And for the spells, I only play 3 Duality. Some people think about playing Desires. I don't like the entire mindset behind playing Desires. The deck likes to grind, like I said previously. The deck likes to grind. Once you use Desires, you're removing the grind factor of the deck. It's more focused around setting up your board, an unbreakable board where you want to use rivalries, floodgates, traps, and stop your opponent from playing. I do not like this playstyle, to be honest, so I just stuck to this one. It was more than enough, to be honest. For the traps, I played 3 protocol. A lot of people debate whether this should be played at 2 or 3. I was honestly testing it this tournament, if I want to play it at 3. It was fantastic, to be honest. Whenever you can get protocol without actually setting it from Marionetta, you get a huge advantage. The opponent, at one point I would have 2. Instead of using my monsters, the opponent would think it's safe. I have no monsters sent to the grave. I'd flip the other one, send this to the grave, he's like, ah shit, you ruined my plays. It came in clutch and I would never put it back to 2, to be honest. Then 2 Manifestation. Manifestation cannot go above 2, cannot go below 2. It's a perfect number. You don't first in the beginning of your turns, it's dead. You won't have anything in grave. Late game, you can banish to add back your stuff as well. A lot of recursion. Spoofing is at 3. Honestly, this is fantastic. If they can't get rid of this card, you will most likely win, to be honest. You will always get a supply of monsters. Whenever they try to twister, for example, your protocol, which they tried to do previously, I'd use personal spoofing to shuffle the protocol to the deck to get a plus. So in that case, they're using 2 cards for the price of 1, which is always advantage from me. It's always a resource game whenever you're playing Altergeist, and whenever you can reduce the resources, it's always better.
It can also help you dodge Ogre and Veiler.
Dodge Ogre, Veiler, yes, it's fantastic. And for our locals, a lot of people play rogue decks here.
Hate
so
our
Torrential
locals.
Tribute is just fantastic against rogue, against meta, going first, going second. It's always all around good. Then for the final hand trap, we have 3 impermanents. I'd like to shout out my friend Ramsey, who lent me these. Always came in clutch.
Ramsey is the Bill Gates of multiverse, guys.
Then we have the Solemn Brigade. It's a small brigade, to be honest. 2 strikes, 1 judgment. This was supposed to be a warning, but then I thought for the people who played Twisters in the main deck, like my brother and several people that were playing it, this was fantastic as well. Or just negate any kind of summon. Usually you save this for your last negation. You'd use your protocol, you'd use your Ketis. As at the final last resort, you'd use judgment, because you don't want to leave yourself with 4,000 life points and it's a very bad position. They could easily kill you. Then for the last 2 cards, play 2 rivalries. This was, to be honest, previously Anti-Spell Fragrance, but Anti-Spell Fragrance honestly has been underperforming, and this has been fantastic going first, going second. And I played 2 because since we have a lot of rogue players in our community, some people do not even care about this. If you're playing against the pure blue eyes, you have all dragons. And it's very easy to side out as well if you go against these matchups. Then that's it for the main deck. For the extra deck, we have obviously Linkaribo. On the best card, to be honest. You can play 2 if you'd like. The extra deck is very free. I just played 1 because I only own 1. Exia, I played 3. It's generally 2. Extra deck is very free. You don't really mind, to be honest, about extra deck. It's very free form. Played 2 Nightmares, Cerberus, and Phoenix. very simple, very basic. Kidolga never came up, but just again, free space.
I've never seen this actually played. I've seen some people play Prime Banshee.
I do play Prime Banshee as well, but there's a small interaction you can do if you summon this one instead of Hexia. Usually you want to summon Hexia because it's better. You summon this one, then if you had a Melisy that can attack directly, inflict battle damage, steal an opponent's Mekaba, for example, if you're playing against Invoked. This is something that I thought about, never really came up. In a simplified game state, it's always better to make Hexia to negate the spell.
True.
Then, Apprentice Switchling. There is a small interaction I saw on one of the deck profiles and I really enjoyed listening to it. If you're going against an Inspector border deck, it's extremely difficult to get around. So, one small thing you can do is, you summon Linkuribo using your Melisync. If you do not have a multi-faker in hand, you can use the Melisync that you sent to the grave to search for a multi-faker because you have a link monster. Otherwise, the best case scenario, if you had it, Melisync and a multi-faker in hand, you'd make a Linkuribo. Then, on like a second turn, you wouldn't do this turn one because you can't really do it turn one. You'd summon a multi-faker which is a dark, and you make a Linkuribo which is also dark from Melisync. You'd go into Apprentice Switchling. Apprentice Switchling is a 1900 with the boost as well, dark monster, which reduces the attack points of light monsters. So, what's his name? Inspector border goes down to 1600. You can beat down over it. Other than that, it's extremely difficult. So, if there's one way you can do it, whether it's very difficult to do it or not, I'll take it, to be honest. The deck is very free. I don't mind. And for Lick 3s, we play a bunch, which we don't really summon. Unicorn, if you're gonna go for a Link 3, this is what you usually go into. Ningirsu with Linkuribo and Hexia, for example, if you want to outtake a Floodgate or something. Never really came up, it just looks cool. Pico Toge actually summoned this once against the Altergeist mirror matchup. I need to put some damage and get rid of his monsters. And I was in a good position, so I'm like, might as well just make it. And it's good against the bouncing of Sukitis. Prime Banshee is just there, to be honest, it's an Altergeist name. And if anyone somehow summons an Ultimate Falcon, if you have an Hexia and a Prime Banshee, Hexia goes up to 3700, you can actually beat over the Ultimate Falcon. It's very large investment, but if that's all you can do, you can go for it. There is at least a way, unlike Draco's, which is hard to instantly lose, for example, to Ultimate Falcon. And Topologic Bomber Dragon is a Link 4. This isn't really necessary, but there's an interaction you can do with Altergeist Manifestation, where it's like a Call of the Haunted, board out the entire board. Never really came up, it's just there. Borreload, you can't go wrong with Borreload. Honestly, the Topologic Bomber Dragon can be a Borrel Sword if you have it. I forgot to borrow it from a friend. And Ultimate Falcon, which comes basically from the Waking the Dragons that we play in the side deck.
Did it come up today?
I honestly never sided in the Waking the Dragons. I was siding it in generally for the Draco matchup. Didn't really go against Dracos, so I didn't really feel the need. Even against Cyber Dragons in the first matchup, who pop a lot of the time with the fusion monster, I forgot his name, they pop the back row. I'm like, they can just beat over it as well with like a Sealer, so it's not really that important. And for the side deck, since we're in the European region, we don't have to worry about summon sorceress. So Gokis isn't really prevalent here. So I removed the what's it called? The Rust Fear modes and the cherries that I used to play because they're not as important. I can simply win the opponent using my deck's power. So add Dark Hole and Regeki for like the Tyrannos and the Dino Glove that we have here, and the Solemn Warning. Then played 2 Anti-Spell Fragrance, which were in the main deck. I pushed to the side deck, to be honest, which is way better. It's very situational nowadays. Unless you're going against Sky Strikers. We don't really have Sky Strikers here though. Then 3 Heavy Storm Dusters against the anti-meta matchup, against the Draco matchup, against the Mirror matchup. It's fantastic. Then we have 2 Typhoon. Those are like another one that I added in. This is fantastic against Dracos as well. You can pop in their diagram, you can pop Floodgates against anti-meta, and at the same time you can trigger your multi-faker. Fantastic card, and you can get around the Mano Iwatu. You can tell I was very worried about the Draco matchup since they hard countered me, so I had to add stuff that can actually get around them. Then you have the 3 Waking the Dragons. Honestly, I despise this card. I don't really like it. Whenever I can, I'd not play it. If I'm not expecting to be honest any Dracos, I'd remove this. And for the last card, which is a stack of mine, which actually came in clutch today, 2 Eater Millions. Against Cyber Dragon, this was fantastic. I guess with the side came in amazing. Never really got to use this as much today, but when it came up, it was fantastic. it gives you going second plays other than Metaseek. Because if the opponent has one negation, for example, they negate your Metaseek Surge, you have nothing else. Then you set your traps, if you have, for example, the Cyber Dragon Infinity, then negate one of your traps. You have to use even more and more resources every single time to do the exact same thing. Eater of Million forces out a lot of the stuff. And there were Cosmos that I was expecting that they're going to enter. Cosmos are very annoying matchups. Every single ship can't be targeted. This is another out to them. Auto Tyrannos, auto anything, and this is an extra layer of investment the opponent has to put into the duel to get rid of it. They can't just simply attack you. You have to, for example, attack with 2 monsters. The more you can get your opponent to invest their resources into dealing with less cards, the better it is for your own position. So this was fantastic, to be honest. And that's it for the deck.
So, tell us about your matchups.
My matchups today were, the first duel was Cyber Dragons. I 2-0'd them very easily. I lost the dice roll, obviously. I never win the dice roll. I'm very unlucky. I ogred his Galaxy Soldier. I impermanence his core, Cyber Dragon core, I think the level 2-1. Ended his turn, he couldn't do anything. Snowballed from there. He wouldn't scoop for some reason. I had like protocol for monster negation. I had Hexia with like a manifestation for 2 spell and trap negations, and Silkitis bounce, and he stopped decking and he wasn't scooping. I'm like, just stop wasting the time. This is something I tell to a lot of people. Don't waste time. It's your advantage. If you're gonna win 2 times in a row after you're losing the first duel, you're gonna need that extra time, especially against a deck that can grind very well. So that was very easy. Second duel, since he lost, he went first again. I saw the side cards was fantastic. I had a Dark Hole and Eater of Millions. My 6th card that I drew was an Impermanence, so I'm like, fantastic. The opponent had a Seeger and then a Cyber Dragon Infinity. Used an Impermanence on the Cyber Dragon Infinity, used Dark Hole, that carried the entire duel from there. He invested too much resources on the field, he couldn't come back after that. The second duel was an Altergeist mirror matchup. Again, lost a dice roll, but the opponent didn't open as well, and I opened garbage. I opened 3 Metaseek, a Marionette, and another card. Somehow I bounced out. I have no idea how, to be honest. It's very intense. We came back though. Second duel, I actually drew into my counters. I drew my Storm Dusters and whatnot as well. Came back to it. Kind of difficult. I think I kind of got lucky against the Altergeist mirror matchup, though I think I still had a very good chance of winning. Typhoon and the Heavy Storm Dusters were fantastic. The third matchup was against Crusadia. Crusadia was a very scary matchup to begin with, but since you don't put as many monsters on the field, Crusadia like to beat you down through your monsters. Since I don't play a lot of monsters on the field, it's more difficult for them to do that. And they inherently have a lot of trouble dealing with back row decks. So I had a very good matchup for me. And the opponent didn't open as well, so it just snowballs from there. Then I used Rivalry since in the main deck in the second duel. It was over very easily. The last duel was against Invoked Sky Striker Mechman. So it was my brother. We're dueling for the finals, which is very interesting. Funny enough though, I've dueled him yesterday when we were practicing. I won him 6 times. 3 matches in a row. So we had enough practice. And funny enough as well, I actually won the dice roll, which is very uncommon. Like 5 tournaments, I'd win like 1 or 2 dice rolls.
If you win the dice roll, you can't take that as the reference. You're not going to win the dice roll in the tournament.
Exactly. I won the dice roll here in the tournaments.
Oh.
But he opened 2 Twisters in his main deck. I'm like, oh god. And I had 3 back row. So I'd flip my protocol, like Twisters to destroy the protocol and the second back row. So I'm like, use personal spoofing to shuffle the protocol into the deck to get another plus. So he's losing out on Twister. So I activate the second Twister. I'm like, Jesus Christ, how many Twisters do you have in the main deck? So then I still summoned the multi-faker. But the thing is, my hand was very bad. I unfortunately drew 2 Silkitis. The multi-faker can't summon from the hand. So even though I summoned the multi-faker, I can't special summon Silkitis from the deck to bounce and disrupt the opponent. So I had to summon Metaseek. Then it worked out in the end because I got a search from Metaseek. But after that, Rivalry of Warlords stalled long enough for me to get back in the duel. About 3 turns almost. The opponent couldn't get around it, to be honest. By the time he outed the Rivalry of Warlords with the third with another 2 Twisters, it was already too late. I already set up. Even though he already rebooted me, he couldn't OTK me. So directly came back after that. It was easy. So I 2-0'd Cyber Dragons, I 2-0'd Altergeist, 2-0'd Crusadia, and I 2-0'd Invoked Black Knight Sky Striker. I went undefeated today. That was fantastic. I was trying to prove Altergeist isn't doing as well as I'd like it to do here in our locus. So I wanted to prove that Altergeist has a lot of potential given the right deck list and given the right player. So
That was clearly proven.
yes.
You would have gotten a chance to go up against dinos, but someone can't
had.
use the Konami system.
yeah.
Shout out to Tarhini, I hope you're watching this. Thanks a lot,
Well,
dude.
to be honest, I had a lot of outs to your Tyranno. Tyranno is like an annoying card. Plus, it's a trap deck. You inherently have trouble with traps. So,
Somewhat.
unless you OTK me.
So, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Again, I think it's the third time. One of them wasn't sure.
It's always top 3 in Altergeist. I always get screwed by the system. I get matched up with someone who lost. So even if I win that, the person, I'd be get like second place. I didn't want to put a poor profile and ask for a profile. At second place, I'm like, I want to get first place with this deck. It's very possible, and I finally got it.
I love the determination.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Remember, hit the subscribe button, click like if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next week.